Tony and I were texting a little bit the other day, like we normally do, about the project, and we both kind of figured we each have different ideas of what this project should be. He wants to go fast at all costs, and I want to look good while going fast. And then he had replied in the text, I would put unicorns all over the car if it would make it go faster. And I started thinking about it, and I came up with something a little bit silly. I went shopping on eBay for some sponsorship decals, and you guys see what I mean here. So I got these decals, and I've modified them from what they used to say, and powered by unicorns. So we got unicorn decals on here. I want to leave them on there, see if Tony notices when he comes by tonight, get his reaction. And we got one in the back as well. So every car needs a mascot, and the CELICA, for example, was a dragon. The Mustang is a horse. Ferrari, Lamborghini, Bronco, they all use four-legged animals. Cuda, fish. So I stuck this guy in here. Let's see what Tony says when he comes down tonight. Powered by unicorns. We got the Mustang horse with a horn. Why not? Let's give it a try. There it is. Let's have some fun with it. Tony and I have ordered a couple more parts for the snake charmer. We got this mass airflow filter, and it is by, looks like it says Spectre Performance, 10.125 by 6 inches. That's the air filter. This is the Miata Sport brake master cylinder, so we can upgrade to the Miata Sport brakes yet. And I've got 4 cans of these from Eastwood. This is the internal frame coating. We're gonna use it to coat inside the rockers and frame rails and stuff like that. Just got some epoxy primer for our car here, and that's a gallon. That should do the whole car. So I got that from Color Compass, and thank you very much, Mike. I'm very appreciative of the materials, so we will put that to good use. I'm working on installing the passenger seat. We got disassembled. We've pulled the seat tracks off of it to save weight and get it lower to the ground, or lower to the car floor, so that our head clears. This is the pan. And I'm gonna have to get creative because we've got a bit of a slope here. So we'll have a bit more height on this side versus this side.
Fancy air filter in the mail today, or a couple weeks ago. So this fits on here. Just got the bag over it for now. So we cut off of that flexible ribbing that goes to the factory intake. And we got this on there, so it's gonna sit like that.
It's the first performance part on this thing, hey?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, for sure. It's actually pretty cool that Spectre filter came with these adapters in case you run it on I think it said 3-inch or 3.5-inch pipe, and we're about halfway in between 3.5 and 4. So.
And how much horsepower did you think that was good for?
I was talking about using it on diesel, so I would assume it would be good for at least 500.
That sounds like I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah, exactly.
How about you?
Yeah, for sure. And then other than that, I have it off because I have to take this to work to grab grab the fittings for this. But we had this mounted in here.
And we're surprised how low that sits, eh?
Yeah, it's nice spot for it. Definitely. Good. I cut this out to make room for it. The little piece of the shelf that was left in here, I think was about this big, a double layer.
No more wipers, hey?
No, not there, that's for sure. So yeah, I need to run this, and then actually I think we lost the pin, the factory pin that goes to the Mustang brake.
Okay.
pedal, so we might need to find or make that.
We've gained a lot of we make this things happening here, hey?
Yeah, today, it was decent progress for sure.
Yeah. Oh, Tony, I was gonna get your reaction, but I think I didn't. What do you think of these guys down here?
Oh, yeah, that's funny. I like it. It's kind of, I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of fun. Just we talked about it. I don't know if you posted about it, but we had talked about what was it? Something about we could put pink unicorns on the thing if it would make it faster and I'd be happy.
Yeah, we sure did.
Yeah, so that's I think where that comes from.
And I like to joke around, so
Yeah.
as we say in Low German, Sput.
Yeah, so that's probably gonna be on the car once we have it racing. I'm thinking we were both kind of in agreement that it's good. So
It just makes me smile because now we got a mascot for a ride, and
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be serious at all.
yeah, for sure.
It's got a story to it, right? So
Yeah.
yeah. So my project today was half done, and I'll probably finish before I go to bed. You know how I am. This seat is going in. I had it all set up here where it's at level and low, and Tony, being tall, said after we had all my brackets made, we should change it to do this. And,
Sorry.
and it made sense actually. So I got the back brackets tacked in place. The front ones, I have all the parts cut, and I'm gonna do that now. And the foam just comes right off of there. So I've had to hammer out a little bit in here, tack weld it back together. It doesn't look like much, but like I was telling Tony, this seat was in and out of here 25 times.
Probably. And you had to make a little handle, which you're probably gonna put a cap on yet, but
Well, yeah, this is custom now. This
yeah,
is
it was binding on the door, so
But now it doesn't, so I could have kept the original one. So we'll get this seat done, and I think I might want to get the other one in, do seat belts, and I think we're ready to paint the interior at that point, eh?
yeah, because I got the brake in there, and that I wasn't really expecting that to be as quick as it was, but basically at this point I can't think of much that we need to do on the interior, so we could prime the interior behind the dash before I start throwing the dash in.
NASCAR
So-
Battleship Gray, right?
Sure, some gray anyways. I don't know what
Epoxy
that
primer we call Battleship Gray, I guess, but makes it sound more fun.
yeah.
It's not going to rain in there, hopefully. So this seat's now done, and with my custom lever here, you can move forward. I can't remember if I showed you guys, but access to the battery. There's that one, and when you're in there, you get your full foot room. I actually have, I don't know, a little, maybe this much extra before I hit the firewall, so that'll help Tony not feel so cramped. Plus, we've put it on an angle. Tony actually fixed our door. Makes me happy. The little things are like victories. So here's our other seat. We have lumbar support. This lever here does that stuff. And this one here moves it up and down. So height and down. I got rid of the plastic trim. Don't need it on here. And it's as low as I could get it without cutting into our frame rail, but I've had to, in here, take some of the foam out and round off a bit of the metal frame, like up underneath there on the seat base frame, and they bolt through the floor. This one actually bolts using these factory pieces through the frame rail, and the back ones I had to manufacture. The last bit of bodywork, metalwork, at least the big part of it besides flares, this fender. And it's gonna look like, for those of you who haven't seen previous video or two, depending where this comes out, like this, and this will get filled in with the arch here later. Yeah, that's that, and we're gonna make it out of the last bit of rocker panel profile. I've already flattened out the bottom here, and that'll get bolted on underneath. And I'm gonna cut it just on the inside of this edge here. This is all gone for the scrap pile. And then it gets a little bit of creative cutting on the bottom and some folding on the edges, and it's good to install. Fender bottom is made, and you can see the leading edge has a fold like factory, and there's a piece folded there for strength. And under my hand here, there's some more. And this piece is just gonna go up here. And it doesn't look like much, but I had to make some fun angles right there because it pulls out and it changes. It's not just straight 90-degree angles there. And the fender bottom is done. So metal work that I do have left at this point is little things. I want to weld, right here's where our oil fill is. You can see it. It's a sharp edge here. I want to weld a bit of a lip on here, or it's kind of like how this is. So don't cut ourselves on it. What else? I think I might, even though we're going to change it, I might just weld a little bit of a lip on here. Or even just a rod in there. I know we got to cut this out yet when we lower it a little bit in the front. It's a little more flimsy here, but not bad. I know when we hit a pylon with it, that could be interesting. Just because there's no flange on there. Last piece of the puzzle here for most of the metal fab besides the wheel arches. This guy's going to go in here. Basically, it'll go tight in there. I'll weld it up around here. Up in the cowl vent here. I got the oil fill edge done here. Now we shouldn't cut our hands trying to take this thing out of there when we do the oil changes. Now that the metal work is done, as far as I'm going to take it before a race day and before priming this year, there'll be more coming, like fender arches. You'll have to wait to see that happen because we don't got the wheels we want to run yet. But it's time to start stripping this car down so we can prime it. And let me show you guys what I'm going to be using for that. This tool here is super for stripping paint. It did all that really quick. That quarter panel. I'm going to go let it rip with it on the rest of the car here. Probably take the spoiler off. But we're going to have this thing down to bare metal real soon. The trunk is stripped on top and it's not pretty as I expected it to be. Crease here, we're going to run it as is. And they're always full of rust down here. But what I did want to say, it's lighter without all the body filler in it. So I'm going to pull the lid off of there. I want to paint the panels separate. It'd just be easier, I think, to do it that way. And getting the jams nice and evenly. So there we go. Yeah, so we're sandblasting the weld. Tony's doing it because I don't want to. And it's definitely not daytime anymore.
Do y'all get that? Here, just want real zoom in real tight.
Give me that again. The cameraman doesn't have his earplugs in. Got the parts pulled off, stripped. The guys are here today. We did sanding and stripping to bare metal. So I am going to clean this car off and prime it, and you guys will see it when it's done. And for now, we're just going with the epoxy primer gray. And like, there'll be lots of work happening on this car down the road. So primer is good enough. That way we can just get out to the track.
Much later.
There you go, guys. Battleship gray or epoxy primer. I like Battleship gray, why not? The jam's done. And for obvious reasons, I did not paint the bottom of the door jamb because I gotta rebuild it anyways at some point. And we just gave a quick scuff and I shot the doors so they would match. Still got the rust holes there, but so be it. That's stage 1 of paint. Got the spoilers done, the trunk lid. Give it a quick shot here so it's all matching. Matchy matchy. The hood's done. And the fenders are back there. I'm gonna do a blackout panel here. So I got that and we're just gonna spray bomb it black. And I got some high-tech masking. So let's give that a shot. Blacked out tail panel's done. All right, spoiler's drying and it's done in semi-gloss black. That should contrast our gray very nice and gives it that AAR CUDA type feel. Any vintage muscle car should be neat. Spoilers on the trunk lid. Tony's right, black looks perfect for this thing. All black. Time for the finishing touch. there it is. It's got a story to tell, and I think it's cool. Maybe not everybody will agree, but it definitely suits the theme of our car. Got the spoiler sitting in place. The trunk lid's not bolted down, but the spoiler's on, and the tail panel's done black. I think we'll need some black inserts in there before we get taillights, which aren't happening this year, just the inserts. But just love it, black and gray. Color combo works real well, and I went with a semi-gloss color here, so it makes me smile because this.